Well, let's get things kicked off here. Hey, everyone. My name is Michael Foster. I'm a marketing manager here at TextUs, and we are all super excited to have our first AMA today. So I think we can just jump right into things and go over the agenda here. So we're going to do a brief introduction on the team who's going to be answering a majority of your questions. Then we're going to kick things over to Josh to do a quick product highlight over Campaigns Pro and the upcoming release of keywords. And then we're just going to hop right into the AMA session. We received over like 45 questions to start. So we went through, picked out a fair amount of them. There were some dupes here and there. And then we'll open it up to live Q&As. So when we get to the AMA session, I'll touch on this again. But at the bottom of your Zoom, you should see an option for Q&A. And so I urge everyone to submit any questions they have, any product TextUs related questions you have. And once we run through the questions that were submitted prior to the webinar, we'll go ahead and answer the ones that are coming up live. So without further ado, just let the team introduce themselves. Emily, would you like to kick it off?
Sure. My name is Emily Myers. I'm the VP of Account Management here at TextUs. Been here since January, but excited to go through all these questions with you all today.
Sweet.
Hi, everybody. My name is Heather Sevilla. I'm the Director of Account Management here at TextUs. I started the same day actually as Emily. And so we've been here for almost 6 months. And very excited to chat with all of you.
Everybody, my name is Joshua Gastra. I'm Associate Product Manager here at TextUs. I've been with the company for about 4 years now in various roles. So you might recognize me from your support tickets or some other calls. Super excited to share what we've been working on and answer a lot of your questions.
Excellent. So I think we can just kick things over to Josh. So we'd like to just kind of cover a couple product highlights, just because all of us are really excited about them. And then we'll kind of just jump into the meat of it, which is answering everyone's questions. So Josh, without further ado, I think we'll go ahead and maybe just touch on Campaigns Pro. We decided we have a 1-minute explainer video, and we don't want this to sound like you're sitting in a timeshare meeting or anything, but we do thought this would be a quick way to go over Campaigns Pro. So it's only a minute, and we'll just watch here. Fun. Everyone loves the free music you get when doing overview videos. But so yeah, sweet. So Josh, do you want to walk us through really quickly just the recent release of Campaigns Pro, kind of features and benefits, and then we'll touch on keywords?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for pulling up that video. So like, as we just saw, Campaigns Pro is a highly capable addition to the existing Campaigns feature that we already have today. It adds in the ability to send MMS rich media messages, testing A/B style testing up to 3 variants, as well as shortened links that have that click-through tracking. So we launched this earlier this quarter. Super excited to see we have hundreds of customers using it on a daily basis to kind of get that really more engaging experience that you get when you add rich media to a message. So like adding in a photo message will really catch somebody's eye when you're reaching out, as well as the additional like analytics and tracking you get through using our registered shortened links.
Awesome, love it. And also, I'm going to exit out of this and go back to slideshow so we can see it here. Excellent.
All right, Awesome. So this is a new feature coming up. We're excited to, I guess, kind of announce it today. It'll be coming out by the end of this quarter. A lot of us are familiar with this. You might have seen those ads or an email signature or something that says, text info to this number to find out more. And we're really excited to bring this powerful functionality to TextUs. Our users will be able to use it on the same phone numbers you have right now. And that'll trigger that like immediate response when somebody sends it in, that quick engagement that people expect today. And then the extra powerful feature here is that this can either be for just one office, your entire org, which really gives a level of flexibility and conversational ability that people are used to with TextUs today.
Sweet, love it. And Josh, this is we're shooting for next month, right? For this feature.
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome. Exciting. All right, cool. Well, so we did want to hit just quickly on that product stuff because we all are excited about it, but the kind of meat and potatoes here is AMA. So we did actually have a couple questions on what does AMA stand for. American Medical Association was the first guess, I believe, but it's a Ask Me Anything is a term made popular in Reddit, and it's kind of expanded now. So it's Ask Us Anything, but that's what AMA stands for. So like I said, we did get over like 45 questions before the start of the webinar, and they're all extremely good questions. So we would love to just kind of hit them. And I think Josh, might make sense for you to pop in first and tackle a couple.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the first ones we got that I think is a great place to start is, what are the most effective intros for text? Is it personalized or something eye-catching? And one of the core features TextUs has always had has been that first name personalization. So when you're sending a campaign or creating a template, you can add in like hi first name and have your message go out. So we're always going to push you towards that. You want to think about, what would you respond to? What would you like to get if an old friend was reaching out or you're reaching out to somebody? Eye-catching is obviously something I just highlighted with Campaigns Pro and being able to send MMS messages. So adding a rich media aspect to it is good, but you want to avoid like all caps, a lot of emojis, anything like that. That's going to like just look spammy. So yeah, always go with personalization when you can. If you have Campaigns Pro, give the MMS messages a try, and avoid spammy looking text.
Sweet. And then the next one we have, Josh, is about sharing groups with the larger team.
Yeah, definitely. So I see kind of two things here. First is sharing groups with other people on a multi-user account. So if you work in an office or work with a team and you all share a phone number, you can absolutely share groups. In the groups tab on the left side in the secondary navigation, you'll see the account groups. If you click into that, you'll see all of the groups on your account and you can engage with it there. If you're at a company with everybody having their own phone numbers, that's where you might want to look into using our tags feature, because then contacts will have tags on them and you can search for those tags and effectively find like a group of contacts that you'd like to engage with. Emily, could you take us into the next few questions?
Sure. Yeah. I think the next question we had was around the projected ROI for Campaigns Pro as compared to regular TextUs campaigns. So just wanted to kind of address that question by saying it first, it's a complex question for a few reasons, but I'll do my best to address that. We work with many different industries with TextUs, and the ROI for this product can really vary greatly between those industries and how it's used. So I think what drives the most value for Campaigns Pro over a traditional campaign execution is the ability to learn and get more efficient with your messages. So what I mean by that is, by using A/B testing, you can test messages with or without rich media to see which gets a better lift in response rate with your messages. Or you can test send times by scheduling groups at different times or different days with the same message. And this can help you better execute other campaigns based on those learnings. So you get smarter and more efficient as you go. And that really, that's the value that you're extracting from this is it's correlating to your test and learn plan for these campaigns, so that you can get better as you go. And then the white labeled shortened links provides a better user experience for your context. It provides them with a level of trust with the shortened links so that it doesn't look spammy, kind of what Josh was saying before. So it just gives them that increased confidence. And then using Campaigns Pro allows you to use that rich media in your text as well. So GIFs, PDFs, images, or videos, and the interactive nature of that is going to just increase the engagement rate as well. So I think that while there's not a cut and dry ROI answer for this one, I'd be glad to discuss this with the person who asked or anybody else who's interested in learning more so that we can get into the specifics about your industry and understanding how you might use this versus your existing campaigns execution. And then we can be a bit more specific with that answer. I think the next question too was one that I was going to take. So the question was around getting a better understanding on how to search in the tool for recent conversations with keywords. So not so much using keywords for automation, but using keywords to search your conversations and pull up things quickly. And then how to send GIFs and manage and see what times of day get better traction. So it was kind of a two-part question. I think I addressed the second part just in that last section. So using Campaigns Pro to send the rich media, and then using it for A/B testing on day parts and things like that. But around using the tool to search for recent conversations, really the more keywords that you can use in your search. So there's a search bar in the inbox. The more search keywords that you can incorporate into that search will help narrow down the conversations that have those keywords, and the more words that you have in them, it'll put the most relevant ones at the top. So again, the person who asked this question, if you wanted to reach out directly, would be happy to walk you through that and see if we can get you some better results.
Love it. Josh, we also just had one come in asking how many Hawaiian shirts do you own?
Great question. I guess we'll have to just keep doing these and see when I run out.
Oh, sweet, Heather. It looks like there's one here that you can tackle too. And boom, right there.
Absolutely. So we did get a couple of questions about the actual platform itself. So first question is it possible to get a reminder that will pop up if there are any contacts that did not reply to a campaign I sent? I think that'd be very helpful. So while there isn't a reminder pop-up per se, there is an actual easy way for you to be able to check which contacts did not respond or reply to your campaign. So when you're in your actual account itself, when you click on campaigns, you can click on the previous sent campaigns, so the ones that you've already sent, click the campaign that you'd like to dive into, and then there you'll be able to see some data in terms of which contacts received the campaign, how many replied, and then there is a section there as well to see which contacts did not actually respond to that campaign. And then from there, you can be able to retarget those contacts in a separate campaign as well. Another question that we got is, I know there is a way to attach a JPEG or a photo of some sort. Is there a way to kind of preview how that text would look before it goes out to recipient? And the answer is yes. With our Campaigns Pro feature, not only are you able to easily drop in that JPEG or that picture into the actual text itself, but then you're able to actually preview the text before it is actually sent out. So with the Campaigns Pro feature, you can absolutely do that. And is a campaign an option to send a blast text message to more than 10 people at one time? Yes, absolutely, you are correct. A campaign is basically sending a mass text or a blast text to whether it's 10 people, 100 people, or 1,000. I think, Josh, another question came in for you.
All right, yeah. So this one is around using your own phone number for your TextUs account. Is there a way to set up a TextUs account where we enter the caller ID number instead of having one assigned to us? Yes, that is definitely possible. Lots of our customers are set up that way. There is some technical detail to it. So it depends on if your VoIP provider will release the SMS portion of the number. If that's something you're interested in, you should definitely reach out to our customer support team, customer experience team. And if it's something your larger organization is interested in, I would definitely reach out to your account manager as well. to kind of help facilitate that. Like I said, there's some technical detail there, but absolutely something we do, and a very powerful tool. Looks like we've got another one here, and I'll take that. Under the group section, I have our employees set up by region. Is there a way to make subcategories under a particular region? This is a great question, trying to take advantage of our groups feature. Well, it's great for kind of maintaining a list of contacts that you want to send messages to quickly and easily. Another great way to do this with a little more flexibilities with our saved search functionality. So you could have a tag on contacts that correlates to the region, and then additional tags for each of the subcategories you're hoping to filter for. So that is something like, I think the context here was around like ICU nurses or different licensing requirements. So you could save a search for tags like Western region, ICU nurse, something like that, and then save a search. So you can find this at our help.text.com, an article called Saving a Contact Search. And our support team will definitely be happy to help you find that article if you have any trouble doing that.
Awesome. It looks like a couple more questions came through in regards to the actual platform, so I'm happy to tackle those. Will we be able to receive and send images? So depending upon the settings that were actually set by your organization, you can send today picture messages via regular one-to-one messages, but with Campaigns Pro, you can actually now send campaigns with images, emojis, as well as registered links that we shared earlier before. How do I send out a group text? Well, you can easily click on group in the platform itself, add a group, and you'll be first asked to create a name for the group. So you can call it like the cool kids or whatever you want to call it. And then from there, you can easily add in the appropriate contacts that belong to that group. And once that group is formed, you can actually send them a group text, or what we call a campaign, to those individuals specifically. And how do I send out a delayed text? Again, when you're composing your text message itself, before clicking send, right next to that send button, there's an actual little down caret or an upside down triangle. And that allows you to choose the option to send later. And then you can actually choose the date and time for that to actually go out. And then explain about business hours setting. So that's actually a pretty cool feature within the account settings itself. So business hours, or what we like to call them office hours, is a great way for you to be able to set the times that you guys are open or in the office or working. So like whether it's like Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 or what have you. And then once that's set up, what happens is if somebody texts outside of those hours or that day or on the weekend, what's going to happen is they're automatically going to get an away message letting them know that you're unavailable at this moment in time to text back. And also we pause your messages from going outside of those hours. So for example, if your hours are 9 to 5, you're not going to have text messages going out at like 2 in the morning. So it's kind of twofold. We want to make sure that you are available to respond to text. So we're not going to send those text messages outside the actual business hours. And then number 2, we don't want to be texting your end users or your clients at an inappropriate time at like 2 in the morning.
Great. I think the next one is one that I can take. So this is a pretty direct question, but I definitely want to spend some time on it. So the question was, why does TextUs stop working daily, and why does it take so long for tech support to get back to you with a solution? So this is an interesting question because, I don't have full context of the situation for this user, but, taking a look at our status page for the last 90 days, our uptime has actually been between 99.97 and 100%. The web app experienced a 2-minute downtime period in the last 90 days, and our Chrome extension experienced a slightly larger outage in the beginning of May for about 2 hours, but that was resolved same day. So I'd be interested to hear more about the specific users' challenges and downtime, because that could be related to a lot of different things. And we'd certainly love to help resolve those challenges that you're experiencing on a regular basis. They could be related to browser type or internet structure with your organization or other unique things in the setup. So I'd be glad to talk to this person who asked this question to uncover really what the issues are that they're experiencing. But then to answer the second part of that question regarding support, our support's response times average under 10 minutes for the initial response, but then each ticket can really take on a life of its own. So the responses in there can vary from intake to resolution, depending on how much initial information is given to troubleshoot with, how responsive the customer is to follow-up questions, and if the specific issue is related to our application or a partner vendor, like one of the carriers or something like that. So for the person who asked this question, I would encourage you to reach out first to your account manager or to me directly, and we could absolutely have a conversation about this and escalate as needed. But always glad to talk through these challenges so we can help resolve them. Okay, I think the next one was for me too. Let me double check here. Yep, no, that one looks like it is a repeat of the ROI on Campaigns Pro. There was, oh, sorry, go ahead.
We actually have I know a majority of these questions were sent previously, but I know that one just came in that Josh can answer live. So I think, yeah, we can skip that repeat. And Josh, do you want to answer the one about the groups there?
Yeah, definitely. So Christopher's asking, is there a way to delete groups that have been created in the past and are no longer in use? Also, is there an allotted amount of groups that can be created? You can delete groups, and generally you can delete your own group. So if somebody else created a group and you want to delete it, I think you need to go ask them to do that. If it's somebody who's no longer with your company, there's a way to do it. I think you might have to reach out to support, but yeah, definitely able to delete groups that you manage and have on your account. There is no limit to the number of groups that are created. But obviously the more you have, the more difficult it can be to filter through them and find them. Yeah.
Sweet. And then Josh, the next one is pertaining to, let's see, feature be added, copy and paste. Do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, definitely. So the question is, can a feature be added to copy and paste into a message? We support copy and paste, so the app supports copy and paste across the platform, anywhere there's a text or a number field. If you're having trouble with that, I would definitely reach out to support, maybe restart your browser, see what's happening there. I know in the past, like I've hit like some weird, like, whatever you call it, like the insert lock or something like that. That's kept me from being able to do it. But additionally, to touch on this, we just added more copy and paste support recently. So if you're ever sending an MMS message and you go to the attachments, you can actually now copy and paste an image into that square instead of having to save it to your computer and then select the file. So that's super cool add. And it actually came in from a customer request. They said, hey, can we do this? This would really improve my workflow. And it was something we were able to take care of quickly.
Awesome. And then Emily, yeah, that's a good one that just popped up about the mobile platform, if you want to take that.
Sure. Yeah, so the question is, I have been having trouble with both the mobile platform and desktop website not updating new message responses unless I press the refresh button on the desktop or force close app and reopen it on my phone. How do I receive real-time responses? And is there a new version of mobile app or desktop that I need to access? So yeah, on this one, just definitely make sure that you do a few things for basic regular maintenance, including clearing your cache in your browser so that if there are updates, your browser isn't caching the old experience of the application. And occasionally logging out and back in could help as well. So kind of just basic IT things there. But if you continue to experience the issues, especially in the web app, please create a support ticket and our team will help you take a look and ask a bunch of different questions just to make sure that it's not environment related and that you have the most up-to-date situation there. And that applies to the mobile app as well. So, you may want to try doing an uninstall and reinstall of the app on your phone and see if that helps resolve the issue. Otherwise, I would recommend creating a support ticket as well.
Excellent. And so the majority, some live questions or a fair amount of live questions were peppered in there, but I just want to also spur everyone on to go and enter any questions that you have. So in the bottom of the Zoom browser next to raise hand, there should be that Q&A button. We've already gotten a fair amount coming in, but I just want to make sure everybody's aware because we've gotten a couple through chat as well. So if you enter questions in that Q&A section, it's going to be the best place to get them answered. And I think Heather, one came in that you can tackle here. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody asked a follow-up question in regards to the office hours. How do we set that automatic message to send out for outside of our business hours? So that's a great question. Once you go into your account and click on settings, under message settings, there's an option called auto reply message. And this is where you can set up 2 separate auto replies. One could be an always on. Basically what happens is anytime somebody sends a text message to you, there's some type of automatic reply that is sent to them. And then the other one, if in the drop down, there is the option for the the office hours one. So that's where you can type in your message to let them know that what your hours are and when you'll be back to respond to their text message.
Great. There's a couple that have come in that we definitely are going to answer. They do seem a little bit more particular use case. So we'll follow up, I think, with the account manager on some of those questions, just to make sure that we're mindful of time here, because we did block out kind of a 30-minute time frame here. So we want to be respectful of everyone's time. So we'll open up if we can go maybe 5 minutes past the 30-minute mark. We will open up to any other questions. So give it maybe another minute or so and see if more questions roll in that we can touch on. And yeah, if not, we can go to, oh, there's a couple popping up here. All right, great. Well, I'll just give it a minute then to keep these rolling in, let the team look at them, and we can hit on those in the next 5 to 10.
I can take this one about the ATS. So the question is, some of our team use desktop app or the mobile app to respond, bypassing the extension, but it does not update responses in our ATS when they do that. Is there a workflow to sync these back to our ATS? So this is one that would be very specific to your setup, simply because I need to understand a little more about what ATS you're using, what our integration looks like for that one, and some of the other details there. So for this attendee, if you could reach out to your account manager, we can get more information on that for you and answer that question.
Awesome. So I can take this question from Misty. Is there a way to move contacts from your contact list into groups without being in your group? Yes, there absolutely is. If you go into TextUs, give me a second here. I'm best at doing this like live on my own computer screen right here. If you go into TextUs in your contacts tab, you do a search or have some contacts there, or even if you upload a list of contacts, you can select the contacts there. And once you select a single contact, you'll see a blue bar at the top of your screen, and you'll see a few options there, like send a message, send a campaign, and then 2 little people icons with a plus sign. If you click on that and start typing the name of the group that you have, you'll see an option to click on that and add the contacts to a group there. And then once you go back to the group, they will be there and ready for you to send a message to.
We have another question about training videos available and how to access them. So absolutely, we do have that. You can access them through our help center on our website. If you need, and I'd be glad to send this link out to you if you want to reach out either to myself directly or to your account manager. But we have quite a bit of content in there. So everything from best practices into just, basic setup of your accounts and any kind of adjustments, you might need to do there. But we do have best practices videos and the like in that help center. We also have a question about keywords. So the question being, will new keywords be available for all accounts or only for the pro level accounts? So the answer is kind of both. So it is available for you to add licenses to all of your accounts, but you don't have to have it across the board for all accounts. So I would encourage you to set up, additional time with your account manager. We can talk through those details and pricing and things like that to add those to the accounts, whether that's to all of your accounts or to just a handful that need to use keywords.
Emily, we have a question that wasn't in the Q&A, but is in the chat. It was about deleting contacts. So the question is about deleting contacts. We don't have the concept of like fully deleting contacts. We pride ourselves in keeping information stored safely. It's all there for future reference. But it is possible to what we would call remove contacts. And there's a trash can icon. So when you select multiple contacts or a contact, you can hit the three dots in the right-hand corner of the contacts tab and hit remove contacts. And this will remove the contact itself. So like the first name, last name, that sort of stuff. And it'll archive that conversation associated with that phone number. So it won't be in your inbox anymore. It won't be on your contacts list, but it'll still be there if you ever really need it for any sort of reason. So not a full hard delete. We have processes for like GDPR and stuff like that. But I would look into removing contacts in our help center, and that'll tell you more about that.
Awesome. All right, cool. Well, like I said, I do want to be mindful of everyone's time here. We wanted this to be kind of a 30-minute block just to tackle a ton of questions. I think we hit over 25, 30 questions. So really, we do appreciate you guys attending and submitting all of these great questions. Like I said, there are some questions still that we're going to have an account manager reach out because they are a little bit more specific. So following this webinar, we will go ahead and send out a recording to everyone that registered and follow up with any questions that were submitted, whether before the webinar or during the webinar that we weren't able to touch on here, to make sure we have that answered for you. But yeah, on behalf of the TextUs team, thank you so much for participating. This was kind of our first AMA, and we got super great feedback. So really appreciate it. And if you have any other questions, you can email am@textus.com, which we'll get to this team here. And other than that, I hope everybody has a great rest of your Thursday.